probably in our pre-conference, what I would consider to be the number one habit, that leaders practice. Before we get there, you mentioned a little bit ago this whole concept of being a leader and leading. So everyone here, I think, probably sees themselves as a leader and would put that label on themselves. But look, I think just about everybody is in some level of leadership. At the very least, you got to lead yourself, right?
Right.
And that's where I think the difference is made. It's sort of like love. There's love the noun, and then there's love the verb. Like that's really how you're measured. It's based on how you make people feel, the actions that you take. And so I want you to talk about the differences here. There, like our job is to get up and lead, so that people can actually see it happening. They can feel it. They can see it. It can be measured. Versus just like we're leaders.
Well, leadership is much better caught than taught. That's a key thing when people see you leading. What are some ways that a leader can really be leading? A title is the lowest level of leadership, that you've got the title, whether it's CEO, whether it's president, owner, whatever. That's the lowest level you can lead from. What you want to do is you want to begin to go up that ladder of leading people, because they're following your example. They're looking at you and going, I know what to do. I know what to follow. I know the way to go because I'm watching my leader do it. And if you were to say to me, okay, we're going to have something at my company and we're going to have a cleanup day or whatever, you be the one that does the dirtiest job. I was always the guy that would get into the big carry-all that they would bring out to get all the junk and keep it tamped down so that you could keep dumping junk in there. And that's something that I absolutely believe in. I'm going to be the guy with the vacuum cleaner. I'm going to be vacuum. I'm going to be making sure that I'm doing something. And for some people, that's hard for them to handle. I had the lady who's over our facilities at our church is from Iran, and she very highly exalts the position of pastor in the church. And the first time she was ever working with me, she was shocked because I was doing the kind of work that we're talking about. And she went in tears to my executive pastor and said, I should be fired because the pastor is in there doing the dirtiest job. And he said, no. He said, you got to know who Ike is. And I worked for him, Roger Christian, Todd. He said, I worked for him for 12 years. That's the way he's wired. That's the way that he leads, because anyone can lead, because anyone can serve. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. said. Anyone can lead because anyone can serve. He said, you don't have to have your subject and verb agree in order to be able to serve. You don't have to have a college degree. All you have to have is a heart full of love, motivated by passion. So leading versus just having, leader is a title, an adjective to describe someone, but leading is an action verb. You mentioned love with that. One of my favorites is Bob Goff. One of my favorite people to be around is Bob. And he wrote the book called Love Does. He just simply said, if you really love, you do something. Love is not passive. Leading is not passive. You find a way to get in there and you begin to lead, and you show people how much fun it is. Because honestly, it is a privilege to be in the position of being able to lead others. And the day that you start seeing people as a problem rather than a blessing is a day that your organization is going to start falling apart.